Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.
That's a good start. I forgot to unmute myself. I probably should have double checked this stat before we started the show, but I just realized as that intro was playing, I think that's a season sweep.
Yeah, it is 4-0, baby.
I mean, big talk with the Habs, but like that's nice though, right? Like that's a nice problem to have. And on that note, let me hit the button for the fourth time this season. Montreal Canadiens, you just got sensed.
Hell yeah.
I've been doing too many rough games recently. It felt really good to hit that button. And just before we get into anything more here, a quick word from our friends at Sports Interaction. Think you know what way it's going to go? Make your bet with Sports Interaction. Whether it's hockey, football, or basketball, Sports Interaction has you covered. Bet pregame, live in play, or on one of our many prop bets. Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out. Join now and see all sports betting has to offer. Want to bet? Head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. That's sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. 19 plus. Please play responsibly. All right, folks, welcome to Game Over Ottawa. This is the second episode in a run of 4 and 5 nights. Oh my god. Charlie and Maude with you after what was a necessary win. The score looks good. I don't know if necessarily the result on the ice was all that good, but good enough result, I guess. Bare minimum, I would say. Out of those 60 minutes, how many of them were you not having a good time?
Literally, like, probably 50.
Yeah.
The whole first two periods, just pure boring hockey, sloppy, slow, sluggish, whatever other words that are close to those ones that you want to use to describe it. And then the first 10 minutes of the third or so, when we got I think, I'm not sure if all three of our goals in the third, yeah, it was from the 4th minute to the 12th minute when Gauthier scored. We had that little run of those 3 goals, and then the end of the game is just kind of whatever at that point, because then it's a blowout score, even though I wouldn't totally say that we deserved a blowout score, but yeah, most of that game was just a slog to get through.
Yeah, that first, I'd say the first period and a half, I was fully expecting the score to be this, just the other way around by the end of the game. Yeah, I didn't have a great time tonight, honestly, despite the result. Didn't love it. I do have a few notes that I wrote down before the game though, because we should. I didn't even ask you this before the game. What you thought about? Because we were talking about how once the Sens make a trade, the first guy that's getting called up is going to be Kastelik. Didn't even have to make a trade. Sent down Ridley Gregg, brought up Kastelik. How are you feeling about that? Maybe before and then after this game, because I mean, like, he had a good game. We can't. We can't say too much negative about him, just because he did have a really good game.
Let me see, did he pick up an assist? He must have, eh? Yeah, on the first Brassard goal. Yeah, he was very good tonight. I was happy to see him called up again. Not so happy to see Greg sent down. Obviously, like, I think ideally you would have both of these guys in the lineup. I think Kastelik is like a perfect 4th-line center. The offense isn't quite there yet, but I mean, when you're playing 95% of the season with Parker Kelly and Austin Watson, even though we have to give credit to Watson tonight, when you're playing all season with those guys, the offense isn't going to be there. It's not like they're going to be setting you up for very many chances. So I don't blame Kastelik for lack of offensive production. He's the one guy on that 4th line that sticks out the most to me as having kind of long-term potential with this team. So I was glad to see him back, but again, ideally, you would have Greg still in the lineup on the 2nd or 3rd line. I hope he's back soon. Like, we'll see what else they do at the deadline. There was some weird rumors about them potentially wanting a center. Like, I think Garrioch was talking about that a little bit. we do need to upgrade the bottom six, but I don't know if like the trade deadline is necessarily the time to be doing that. Um, what were your thoughts on Greg being sent down? Like, were you pretty disappointed with it?
I think being like thinking that your your newest young player is looking overwhelmed. I think it's a fair move to make if you think that. But when you do that, and then Dylan Gambrell is on your third line, it doesn't make any sense. Like that tells me that the team just, at least management, at least probably isn't in win now mode. If you're like, the solution is putting Dylan Gambrell on the third line, that'll help. Um, so I do think he absolutely should be staying in the NHL. And just a couple things based on what you said. I think, yeah. Just a little note to everyone out there: Austin Watson is really good, and he plays like this every game. And
Yeah.
getting him for a third round pick would be a steal. So NHL GMs, just just putting that out there. Just a little
Hope there
helpful.
was lots of scouts in attendance
Yeah.
tonight.
Um, and I think, yeah, I think, to your point on Castlick being a great fourth line center, I completely agree. I think he's ideal. Um, Wins faceoffs, like even puts Giroux to shame. Frankly, for the most part, like
Hmm.
he's phenomenal on faceoffs. My only issue is, like, he's great at winning the faceoffs. I just don't know how I feel about him with the puck after that, because if you look at the lineup, there's three other centers I'd rather be taking the faceoff in the offensive zone, just as far as just starting play there. And he isn't really my top choice of who I want starting a shift in the defensive end. So I don't know. I also think he looked great in the first, like, what, 5, 6 games of the season. Then he just kind of fell off. Like, I don't know if energy thing. I mean, he signs the 2 year extension, right? And then I guess he's like, okay, well, I can kind of settle in a little bit. Maybe he
Yeah,
isn't
he
quite
thinks he
playing
made
for
it.
his life quite as much. But yeah, I think everyone does forget also, like, he's young. Like, he's really young. So yeah, I definitely think he could be a long term quality fourth line center in the making. I just wish it wasn't Greg that went down when there's like four other players in that bottom six I'd rather see moved out or sent down before Greg. But who knows? Maybe Greg goes on a run and they have no choice but to call him back up soon.
Hmm. I do think if we were saying like Watson potentially being moved, it'll be interesting to see who gets called up after that, because could be Greg coming back, or because Watson is a right winger, maybe Sokolov. Like, I kind of wonder about that.
That would be nice too.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, as far as the result, up until that third period, it was a game where the top six was kind of invisible when they really shouldn't have
Hmm.
been.
Very quiet.
Um, so yeah, I mean, the end result, like, probably doesn't matter quite as much, but up until the end of the game there, um, it was looking like it's that bottom six that really saved the Sens in this one, which a rare good outing from them, which is nice, especially when you think most of them are kind of being showcased to scouts right now. So they're stepping up at the right
Hmm.
time for sure. Um, but I don't know. I'm kind of afraid that this win has management going, oh no, we're buying, we're in, we're in, we're going for it.
I hope not, because I feel like they got to be smart enough to have seen how we only had like 5 shots halfway through the whole game
Yeah,
against a team like Montreal, and be like, okay, we won, but did we look great in the process? No, not at all. We were better last night against Carolina in a game that we didn't even score, and then somehow playing considerably worse today, we end up with 5 goals. It's funny how that works sometimes in hockey.
yeah. Shout out to Julian Gauthier, by the way. First goal at the
Mm,
Sens.
beautiful shot.
This game, I mean, granted, I think everything take with a grain of salt because it's the Habs, but I'm seeing the upside with him. He had a few
Hmm.
really good chances. He is as fast as advertised.
Yeah.
Um, if Joseph isn't going to be playing up on that first line anymore, having him and Gauthier together on the line and that speed could be really great. If even just one of them, if not both, kind of figure out what to do with the puck once they get it. The number of shorthanded breakaways that Joseph has had just that did not work out, or because Joseph, I don't know, like I want to see more finish out of him. He kind of looks a lot of the time like Batherson does when he's in tight with a chance. Recently, at least passing, though Batherson luckily did change that with this game. He took a shot finally. I don't know when the last time he took a high danger shot was instead of passing it, but that was really nice to see. But yeah, all that to say, I think Gauthier, if he works out, he and like a third line of like him, Joseph, and Greg could potentially be really scary.
Yeah, I like the potential there. We know Joseph, even though he hasn't shown it so much, the offensive flair this season, we know that there is some there.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that he can recapture. And Gauthier obviously had that in his junior days and in the AHL. I have to say, Gauthier's speed for his size almost feels wrong out there. Like when I see it, it looks so weird. Like how he moves that fast for such a big guy. Like to me, he's not quite as tall as this, but it feels like in the NHL games, what in like drop in when someone just makes their player at the maximum height that you can be, and then somehow they're just absolutely flying out there. He looks like that. Like it looks weird. It looks like a video game. It's just really weird to see a big guy be able to move around the ice that fast, and it's rare. It's a really cool element to his game that he has that size and speed combination. So I'm definitely intrigued by him so far, to say the least. I wasn't really expecting too much when we got him, but when they traded him away, a lot of Rangers fans on Twitter seemed to like him. So I'm wishing the best for him so far.
Yeah, I think that's usually a pretty good bar to look at. Like if your team acquires a player you don't really know, what's the general consensus between with that other team's fans losing that player. And yeah, like you said, there's a lot of upset Rangers fans about losing him. So maybe they were onto something with that. Other than that, like as far like I didn't take very many notes this game. Pretty rough one in general. One thing I also wanted to touch on though is I'm still so sick of that unwritten rule of fighting after clean hits.
Oh yeah.
I'm so tired of it. I mean Austin Watson did a great job, and
he won the fight at least.
Yeah, and he's totally worth that second round pick.
His stock's going up by the minute, by the hour. He just keeps rising. He's on a heater.
Anything else you want to touch on this game before we wrap it up and I introduce a very involved, probably way too long for the stream game that I want to play?
Well, I'm pretty excited to hear about what this game is because it's I'm going in totally blind. I think we're going to be doing a bit of a trivia type thing. But yeah, for the rest of this game, I mean, shout out to Sogard, I guess. Totally solid in net once again. Like maybe the rebound on Matheson's goal was a little bit too much, but that was also Shabbat just kind of not tying up Matheson and just kind of letting him go to the rebound. But so I was really happy with Sogard's game again tonight, and he picked up an assist. Not quite the goalie goal that Linus Ullmark got tonight, but we'll take that. A goalie assist is always nice to see too.
I don't get credit for that goal on my fantasy team.
I know, me too. I have him as well, and I knew that they don't credit those, but they should. Ugh.
It's a shame. Such a bummer.
Especially if you play with the point scoring system as opposed to categories. Like, if you play with the point system, it should be a huge point boost if your goalie gets a goal. Like, it just has to be because it's so rare.
That'd be amazing. Because I do have him in my Cats league, but yeah, imagine like you said in the points because he gets the win. He's got like a 960 something save percentage on the night. I think just plus a goal. Like the Bruins had to get that much cooler, right? Like that much better. What a joke.
And there's also some goalies who will, like, for whatever reason, get a few assists a year, like 3, 4, 5 assists. Like, I think those should count too. You should be able to have a little bit of extra value in a goalie like that. I think it would be fun. Yeah.
All right. So with that, how about I introduce this very, very niche specific game that I thought of. I thought of it because I wanted to just test it out for myself, and I had such a good time doing it. I was like, you know what? I think Maude might enjoy this as well.
Let's go
So
for it.
here is the game. The game is it's an association game. You gotta I give you a jersey number and you tell me a
Mm.
player who's worn that number, but the goal is name the most obscure player you can think of who wore that
Mm.
number with the Sens. I've already done this, and we're gonna go number by number, and if your name beats my name, then you win that point.
Oh, so it's like head to head almost,
Yeah, so it's gonna be head
based
to
on your
head.
answers.
Yeah, I've already written down my answers that I've done this
Okay.
just off the top of my head. I just sat here quietly one day, just like, okay. So I did do a bit of research in that. So here are the rules essentially. So you'll give your answer, and we'll compare it to mine, and we'll decide who won that round. I think most of them should be pretty obvious.
Hmm.
So only using numbers that have been worn by 5 or more players, because otherwise it would just be a nightmare. So because of that,
Yeah.
there's only
Or
four.
too specific.
Yeah, exactly. So there's gonna be 41 numbers to go through. Most of
Oh
them
my
go by
god,
pretty quick.
that's a lot.
It's gonna go pretty quick though. I think I was surprised by how quickly I thought of them. So we're on a one strike system. So if you submit a player that never wore that number, then the point automatically goes to me. For me,
Yeah.
I have 4 misses. I just blanked on 4 of them. So if you just name a player for those numbers, that's an automatic point for you.
Ooh, I'll have to hit those, I think, because I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna get some blanks too.
Other than that, yeah, it's like this is a perfect example because number 11 isn't in here because there haven't been 5 players who've worn 11. But say I blanked on 11 and you said Alfie, that still wins the
Yeah.
obscurity contest because it's just a player to no player, right? So,
Hmm.
and if we're tied after this, after the 41 numbers, I don't know, we'll figure out another game for a tiebreaker. Um,
Oh,
so this should be fun. Because I
this is
love.
gonna be tough, I think, because it's one thing to remember like the obscure jank players, but it's another thing to actually remember which numbers they wore. Like if they're obscure and it's like I might remember their name, but I might totally not remember their number. So this should be interesting.
All right, I have the hockey reference site with the
Ooh,
lists up,
all the jersey
um,
numbers.
all the jersey numbers, and just to maybe put you at ease a little bit, the names I pulled out aren't that obscure. I just have like for me in my brain, I have like 3 eras of Sens where I just kind of memorized everyone on the team and I just pulled them out of that. I don't. I think I have one name from before 2005. So it's a lot
Okay.
of like
No 90s names.
yeah,
That's good.
exactly. That's which would be if I could pull out some of those 90s names, I would have won a lot more rounds ahead of time, I think, just because there's so many good ones out there. But let's see how this goes. All right, so we're gonna start out with number one.
Okay. Well, it'd have to be a goalie. Obviously. Shit. Then this is not my answer, but I'm just gonna be like talking out
Oh,
loud,
for
like
sure, yeah, yeah.
remembering who wore number one. Like, did Emery wear one? Is that correct?
Yeah, Emery did wear it, number one.
Okay, who the hell else? Was there fuck? I'm oh my god, this is gonna totally stump me. I'm trying to think of any goalie that played for the Sens, like just as like a call up from Binghamton, like something like that.
I will say
I'm
you're on the
gonna
right
okay,
track. You're on the right track.
yeah. The name in my head that's sticking out for that type of thing is Mike Broder, but I don't think he wore number one. But that's just like that's the one weird goalie that like obscure goalie that played for
Mm.
the Sens that sticks out in my head. So I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that I should be thinking of.
I will
I
say
was kind of
the
hoping,
number one was one of the tougher numbers for me as well. Like a lot
yeah,
of these we're going to run through really quick, but one it's just one of those ones where like yeah, like Ray Emery was like the big one, and other than that, it's just been guys.
yeah, because who it okay, because then I'm trying to think of backup goalies too,
Yeah,
but I feel like until recently we've had pretty consistent guys in that
yeah.
like
It's been
behind Craig Anderson. It's not like it was a different backup every
yeah.
year.
If I just throw another thing at you, so there's been 2 goalies since Emery to wear one.
Only two guys. So and they were since Emery. Not Martin Gerber. No. He was like 30 or 20. He was 29. Shit.
We can pass if you want. We can move further and then come and circle back if you
Just
want.
say Mike Brodeur, even though I'm pretty sure that's wrong.
All right,
But
no,
just
he
put
did
it in.
not wear
Yeah, I
number
didn't
1.
think so. I can't. But I'm very interested to know who those guys are now. I'm not
All
sure.
right, so mine was Marcus Hogberg, and
When did he wear 1? I thought he wore 35.
he wore number 1 in 2021.
Huh. I don't remember that whatsoever. Let me go to. I need to pull up Google Images
Yeah,
and get the
go for it.
evidence.
The other one was
He
Mike
did.
Condon.
Okay, he did. Wow.
Yeah. So the other one was
Okay,
Mike
but
Condon, which I think I probably should have thought of, but
I thought Condon wore 31.
apparently, according to
These
Hockey
must have
Reference, Mike Condon were number 1 from 17 to 19.
Mike Condon. Let me get this Google Images.
Yeah.
Furiously typing. He did wear number. Oh my god! How did I forget?
All the
Freaking
goal for
Condon.
me, all the goalie numbers morph into 1. Like they
Yeah.
all anyway. Let's move on
Okay,
to
but
number.
I do have to say Hogberg
Okay.
did wear 35. He wore both numbers, so
Okay,
I was
so-
remembering the 35 and not remembering the
So
1.
you may or may not
was-
have that in your back pocket now.
Shit. All right.
All right, moving on to number 2.
Oh. So Phaneuf and Cowan are the obvious ones, not obscure at all. Okay. I'm trying to think like
I've got a weird one, and it's only because I had a hockey card as a kid.
I'm trying to think. It would have to be pre-2012, right? Because Cowan was there from 2012 on.
Yeah.
And then Phaneuf was traded. They were traded for each other. Oh my god. Oh. I want to say. Was it like? I want to say like Jason Smith, the defenseman or something, but that could be wrong. I think he might have been like number 5 or something. Or someone named Smith. There was some defenseman named Smith. I don't even know if that was the correct name. What the hell? Am I even thinking? Let me see if this is even the right player that I'm thinking of.
I will also remind you that I mean, obviously not this case because I just told you I had an answer, but there are some where it's worth just throwing out a name for the sake of a name because I did miss. I missed 4. I missed 4 of them.
I searched Jason Smith, the name that I'm thinking of, and this is a guy who played for the Senators, but it's not the guy I was thinking of. There's some other guy named Smith, and I don't even know if I know you're looking at the numbers right now, and you're probably just like, where the hell is she getting the name Smith from? But
to be honest, though, so I will tell you the name that I used. I don't know how I know this name, just other than the hockey card. If it weren't for the hockey card, I would have said Jared Cowan for most obscure. Like that's just what I would have said.
Jared Cowan became obscure quickly.
Yeah,
he would be obscure to anyone who is not a Sens fan.
100%. 100%.
Oh my god. I was just thinking of a name, but it lost me. Okay. Christoph Schubert wore number 5, correct?
Correct.
Is that okay? So not. I feel like I'm thinking of 5 and 2 closely together. I think I'll just pass on this one.
You want to move on to the next one? And we'll
yeah, but can you let me know who you had? Who'd you have?
Do you want to just give up on this one? You don't want to circle back?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
I had Brian Pothier.
Oh, was he was around like 2006, right?
Yeah, he was with the Sens a couple years before the lockout. Then he was on the team in 05-06 and then got traded. Or no, I don't know if he got traded. I think he just signed after that. 05-06 was like the first Sens team I like vividly remember because I got into them real hard immediately after the lockout. So
same for me around that time, but I feel like I don't have a good memory of like the depth players numbers. Like I can remember some of their names, but not the numbers.
Yeah. All right. Number 3. Now, I will tell you if you come up with anyone. I'm just gonna tell you if you come up with someone who isn't Mark Mathot or Zdeno Chara, you win because I have Mark Mathot. So this is just when we're like, if you think of anyone that's obscure who wore number 3, you've got it. You've got this point.
If I just say Mark Mathot, like, does it count as a tie?
It counts as a tie. Get the point?
Yes. Like, okay.
It does just negate me getting the point, but I struggled with this one.
I had to look up Jason Smith as well just to see if I was crazy or not, and he wore 21, so I was thinking the 2. I was close. And that's a very obscure player because he retired after playing for the Sens. He played one season and then retired. So I had a obscure guy in my head, but maybe if you put 21 later and you didn't say his name, then maybe I can put him in and then retroactively get a point. Number 3. Oh,
I will say this is a tough one.
Again, it'd have to be a defenseman because the forwards never wear these low numbers.
Let's see.
I seem to remember like Charlie Coyle wearing number 3 in Minnesota as a forward, and that was really weird. No one does that. Oh God. And you said there had to be a minimum of 5 players who wore the number,
so it says 10.
10 people.
10, yeah.
And again,
a lot of them in the 90s.
Pre-Methot, so pre-2012.
Yeah, there's been one since Methot.
I'm trying to think
the most
Methot,
forgettable player of all time to ever play for Ottawa, post Methot, number 3.
Oh, there's a guy post Methot?
One guy post Methot. 21 to 22.
21-22 the season?
Yeah. And if honestly,
how am I not going to remember someone from last year?
Yeah, no, honestly, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I remember. Yeah, obviously Josh Brown.
Okay, there you go. I'll give you that one. You win that one. That beats Methot.
Yeah, even though you gave it to me a little bit, but why did I convince myself into thinking Josh Brown wore number 2? I don't know what the hell. This is just me being confused for like an hour. This is what this is turning into.
All right, number 4 only had 3 players, so we're going straight to number 5.
Oh boy. So we had CC for so long. There was someone after CC.
There's someone
and then
right
it was
now.
like,
but there is someone between CC and right now.
Yeah. What? How the hell am I at the point that I'm forgetting freaking Holden right now? Jesus.
I had a tough time with current ones too, honestly. Which is so weird because like you watch a game, you're like, I know exactly who that is, but then
yeah. But then when you go to thinking about the former players, then you're trying to remember all the old rosters and then forgetting the current one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember who that was between CC and Holden because I seem to remember after CC being traded, then there was someone who was like, you would see him out there on the ice as number 5 and you would just get scared that he's going to turn it over like CC always does. It would be like, oh, he's not good, but he's not CC. And my brain makes me think that it's CC. Oh my God. Man, I'm bad at this.
At some point, I'm just going to tell you to throw out a name.
Fuck. Oh my God. I feel like I should just like go on Hockey TV, but not look at the numbers and then just like pick a name. It's like some random season. Oh my God.
I will say you did mention someone earlier.
What?
Specifically about this number. You said insert player here wore number 5, so not him.
And then I already forget what I said.
Yeah.
What the hell?
And it was my pick too. So I was like, that's gonna be a tie.
Oh my God. What? And then I already don't remember.
I guess not.
I was thinking Brian Lee, but he's 55. Oh man. Oh, Schubert. You said Schubert then, right?
It was Christoph Schubert. Yeah, that's who I put.
Okay, we'll go with the tie. Yeah. Who else?
So I will say, so Brian Lee did in fact wear number 5.
Did.
I think that would have been. Was that after Gonchar signed? He switched his number.
Maybe. Yeah.
So then you got between CC and Holden, Mike Riley.
That's it because he sucked too.
Yeah.
But for a little bit, I was like, well, it's not CC, but.
Yeah. Then you got Andy Sutton, one of the best names in Sens history, Radek Hammer.
Yeah. Radek Hammer.
And apparently Chris Phillips wore number 5 for a portion of 1998 before switching to number 4. In 1998.
Is that his rookie season?
Yeah.
Must have been. Dang.
All right. Next up, this one might be easier. Number 6.
This is basically think of someone who isn't Bobby Ryan.
Yeah, and this is exactly 5 players who have worn this number.
Oh my God.
But there is one that's a bigger name than Bobby Ryan.
It's a bigger one. Oh, well, Redden, yeah, obviously. Ah, I keep trying to break it down in my head by eras. So like
Right.
who is before Bobby Ryan, who is after Bobby Ryan, and after Wade Redden, but before Bobby Ryan. Oh
There
no.
isn't a between Redden and
there
Ryan,
there isn't
which
anyone
is
in there.
surprising.
Yeah. Because that's a pretty big gap. That's at least like 8 years. 6, 7, 8 years. Holy. Um oh, you've got me absolutely stumped with these. This is painful. I'm
So
like,
I do have an advantage because I love shit like this. So, you know, obviously I have the advantage.
I
I was like, this sounds like a fun game, and then I played. I'm like, oh, I'm good at this game that I decided to play. You know?
now it's just you torturing me live on air.
Yeah.
I was oh my god. I was expecting this to be something coming in where it's like maybe you could give me hints, but it doesn't really work for giving me hints when I'm comparing it to your answers. And it's like head to head. Oh my god. Gotta be some scrub defenseman that was like recent. Okay, Chris Weidman.
That is my answer as well.
You probably had him too.
That
Yeah.
is a tie. Yeah.
I think I was probably only able to think of that because he wasn't playing tonight, but he's on the Habs, and I
Yeah.
keep forgetting that he is even still in the league.
All right, number 7, 12 players.
7 other than Kyle Turris. Ah.
There are a couple that would absolutely crush my answer. If you just pulled one out.
You think you got a pretty obvious answer?
I have a medium answer.
I feel like I'm thinking of one that is that they might have worn it, but they might not. Like I'm thinking of someone who I think might have worn 2 numbers. Like I'm not submitting this as my answer yet, but
Right.
I know Joe Corvo wore 77. Did he also wear 7 at one point?
He did.
Okay, and was that your answer? Oh my god,
Yeah.
ended up on the same ones.
This is 3 in a row. We're on the same one.
I'll just take those tie points because we would have been sitting here forever. Me trying to think of another 7. Was there a recent number 7 since Turris?
Well, Brady, but
yeah, other than Brady,
the really good ones you could have pulled out: Matt Cullen, David Rundblad.
Rundblad, I should have got that.
If you were getting weird with it, Curtis Lecision. That would have been fun.
I would not have known that one. I should have remembered Rundblad.
Yeah. So next up is number 9, which has 13 players.
Now we're getting into where it could be a forward or a defenseman. Like I was just racking my brain purely for defenseman, but
I will give you a slight hint on this one as well. Mine's fairly medium. Like well known in Sens fandom, but outside of that, like if you mention this player, everyone else in the league is going to go, "Oh yeah, that guy."
Yeah, they're like, "Really?" Okay, I have to say I'm not cheating, but I did click on a Hockey DB page just to like refresh my memory of certain players I only have like 1 year open, and I just saw a number 9 that I shouldn't have seen, so I won't submit that as my answer. I saw Brendan Bell, which I'm wondering if that would have crushed your answer.
That would have crushed it.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some forward that I should be thinking of. Oh my god. Because again, okay, all these numbers, there's a player that was on the Sens from like 2010-ish to like 2017. Like again, we have McCulloch as number 9, and that's all I think of for that number. And then it's like, who the hell was there other than that player? Like, oh my god. After him, I gotta give up on this one.
What are you submitting?
I'm submitting nothing on this one because the one that I saw one, I can't submit that.
Well, you did say Milan McCulloch.
Did you actually say McCulloch is yours? I thought that would be too obvious.
No, I had.
Okay, well put that in then.
I was like Bobby Ryan was 9 for a bit. I was like, and then I was like Havlat. No, Havlat's not gonna be.
Yeah,
nearly.
McCulloch was the main one in my head.
Yeah.
So we'll count that. Give me a free point because I'm
I'll give
not
you.
beating you on any of them so
I'll
far.
give you that. Yeah.
Well, not a point, but a tie point.
Yeah.
You know.
Number 10 is one of my favorite answers I've given, so you're gonna have a tough one with this one. There are 15 players who wore number 10 with the Sens. Also rooted in a hockey card I had back in the day.
Oh. For some reason, okay, wait. A couple of names. Wait.
Oh, gears are turning. Gears are turning.
I just need to search up a player. It won't show me his number
Okay.
because I'm just trying to remember. Okay, no. That's way off base on that. There was someone that I was thinking of that I thought maybe they played for the Sens at the end of their career, but they didn't. The two names in my head right now are like Ryan Shannon and Bobby Butler, but I don't think either of them are number 10. I know they were numbers like similar, but I don't think either of them are number 10.
Is it bad that I already know both their numbers? I just know it because I'm a sick individual. Like,
yeah,
that's bad. That's
I
bad
feel
that
like,
I know that.
Oh, no, wait. Then okay, what? Why am I thinking of Eric Condra? He was 22. Why am I thinking 10? It's not. I'm thinking of people who are like near the number. Like now, I'm thinking of Colin Greening, but he was not number 10. Like I know these players' numbers, but these are just like random players.
Once we get to those numbers, you're gonna kill it.
Yeah, but then no, when we get to those numbers, then I'll forget that I even said them in the first place. Oh my god. I feel like I think I have to pass on this. Like, nah, I got nothing. I got nothing for this one.
Mine was Brandon Bachensky.
No way I was getting that.
No, all right.
That's a guy that I would always hear about from Sens fans because he was like really good in the preseason that one year, but I had no clue. I never saw him play.
Who else we got on this list have been good? Tyler Arneson, Peter Bondra when he was with the Sens for that one season. Oh, Sean Donovan, Marek Svatos, Shane Prince.
I should have had Donovan.
Tom Pyatt.
Shane Prince. What a throwback.
Tom Pyatt, Duclair, Dzingel when he was reacquired wore number 10.
How did I not think of Tom Pyatt? Guy Boucher's
guy.
Child.
All right, and now number 12. 9 players have worn number 12.
Yeah, number 12. It's like, I don't know what it is, but I guess I just kind of forget. I feel like I just forget about what numbers players wore after they're gone. Like I'll just randomly remember players, but I don't remember their numbers as well. This is what I'm realizing. Oh my god. So again, after Mike Fisher, I can't even remember like recent 12s before DeBrincat either. Like, who did he?
There weren't many.
Hey, you know how Pinto changed his number? Did he wear 12 briefly, or was it 22?
He did wear 12.
Does that count as obscure just because he only wore it really briefly?
It counts as obscure because it beat mine because I blanked and put down Mike Fisher. So
we take that then.
That's a W.
I think if they only briefly wore it, then that's very obscure. It'd be like a rare jersey.
The big winner I was looking for out of you was Marian Gaborik. That's what I wanted to hear. But yeah, I have a few of these though, right? Like I blanked completely. I put Mike Fisher. I'm like, if you name anyone, you win. Like I can't do it.
It's not like I forget the Marian Gaborik stint on the Sens because it was legendary, but I sure do forget the number that he wore. Like if you didn't tell me, I would have assumed that he wore 10 because he was just always 10. But it's not like I thought of him when I was thinking the number 10 either. So, my God.
All right, we're another tricky one. Number 13. 8 players have worn number 13 for the Ottawa Senators. One came to me immediately. I don't think I would have thought of anyone else.
Oh, okay. I did make a tweet about Peter Regan earlier today.
Oh, that's a
So
tie.
that's
That's a tie right there.
yeah, okay, there we
That's
go. I
yeah.
had to
That's a
that
tie.
one.
That's a
It would
good
have been
one.
bad if I didn't wasn't even able to
Yeah.
come up of his
Peter
name. Yeah,
Regan. Other possibilities were Nick Paul, who for some reason I didn't think of once, and
yeah.
Zach Sanford apparently was number 13. I would not have been able to tell you that. Not a
I for
chance.
some reason I remember Nick Paul more as number 43. I don't know why. Or 21. He had like three different numbers, didn't he? Did he wear
I don't
21 as well
remember,
at one
to
point?
be honest with you.
Weird. Weird. And man, there was a time when I thought Peter Regan was going to be so good.
Oh,
Like, wasn't it that playoff series against the Penguins in 2010 where for some reason
yeah.
he was our second line center or third line center all of a sudden
In
just
that
playing amazing?
in that same season, I went to a Sens game against the Blackhawks, and that was the game where Regan had that gorgeous wraparound goal, and Brian
Yeah.
Elliott had that diving save. Both in that was the first time I was ever in the third row for a game, and it was like side of the glass in that it was the
Did both of those
both
happen at
those
that
happened.
end?
Yeah, Sens defensive zone was there when Elliott made the diving save on Hossa, I think it was. I don't know why I remember that. And Regan's
Hmm.
wraparound goal, another period, was wild.
That's
Um,
awesome.
Number 14. 11 players have worn number 14.
Okay. I mentioned Bobby Butler, but now I can't remember if he was 14 or 16.
I will
So,
tell you that you
okay,
also mentioned another player, and you're like, well, he
there
wore
was another one.
14.
Oh, did Ryan Shannon also wear 14?
Is that a submission?
Um, okay, not a submission because for some reason I also think that he might have been 24. So I haven't decided who I'm gonna submit yet. Um, I think I'm gonna say Colin Greening because I think Bobby Butler wore 16. But if Ryan Shannon was one as well, then
So you are correct with Colin Greening, and now it's time
yeah.
for a debate because mine was Andre
Who's more
Mazzaros.
obscure?
But
Mazzaros.
Mazzaros had more
See, I
hype.
remember him as 44.
See, Mazzaros had more hype, but
A
Greening
longer career.
longer career is like so
Let me
I think
see.
there's
Let
an
me see
argument to say that
Mazzaros's.
Colin Greening is the more obscure pick between the two.
I think he is. I'm just looking at Mazzaros's career now. How long it went? 645 games, and yeah, he was hyped. Like, oh wow, his highest point total of his career was his rookie season. That's wild for a guy
Yeah,
who played like 15 seasons, 10 seasons or something. Like, yeah, he came in on a heater, I guess.
yeah. Looking back, I'm mad I didn't go with Chris Campoli.
That's a good one too. I think
Oh, Max Verino and Clark Bishop. Oh,
okay,
those are some good
Max
ones.
Verno is the winner. Max Verno is
Yeah,
the
that's
winner
the
for
winner. So
if either of us got him, that's like the trump
yeah,
card.
I think I got to give it to you on that one. I think he got Greening.
I think yeah, because Greening is more recent, but I think as time goes
Yeah.
on,
And so just a score
becomes more
update.
obscure.
A score update for you. We're tied. We each have 3 wins, and the rest have been ties with the
Oh,
same player. So you're
okay.
doing fine. You're
I
doing
thought it was
fine.
gonna be worse. I thought I was gonna
Yeah.
be doing much worse than that. So I'll
All
take
right.
it.
7 players have worn 15.
Okay. It's a lot. Yeah. Oh, this is bothering me because I'm sure that earlier I thought of a guy. I was thinking of a guy who wore 15, and I was like, oh, when we get to 15, I'm gonna say this guy is gonna be good. And then there's just no, it's gone.
Here's the thing. If you ever think of a player, you're like, oh, that player wore this number. Are we doing this number? I can just skip ahead and like offer that to you if you want to do that.
Yeah, because I did do that for Pinto. Um, can I look at chat? Is that cheating? If someone says a name in chat.
You can look at chat. I think it's we have
Okay, well they said Zach Smith in chat. That's not obscure enough. I don't think. I wouldn't submit that as an obscure answer. I'm trying to think of like some AHL call up bum who we just had for like one
it's a
season.
surprisingly not a commonly used number.
I feel like it would be.
Well, I guess it's because Zach Smith was on the team for like 9 years.
Yeah, and then Heatley for a few years
Yeah.
before Zach Smith.
Yeah.
There must have been someone recently.
So I'm gonna let you know a little secret. I struggled with this. I went Zach
Yeah.
Smith. So
You did put Zach Smith.
we can either tie, or if you just pull something out here.
Oh my god.
And I'm upset that I forgot the two since Zach Smith because they're both so interesting.
Oh, since Zach Smith too. They're recent, so I should freaking know them.
Two since Zach Smith, according
Oh
to
my
Hockey Reference.
god. Okay, defenseman or forward?
Both.
Of course,
One of
both.
each.
I knew
One of
knew
each.
you were gonna say both. Oh, since Zach Smith, oh my god. Wait. Brian Gibbons?
Submission?
Was he 14? Yeah, just submit that.
Nope, did not wear 15.
No, okay. Oh,
So
what the hell number did he wear?
I don't know what number he wore, but that's a great one. That weirdly good, like 10 games with the Sens or whatever it was.
Yeah, weirdly good. Okay.
So the two since Zach Smith are Michael Delzato and
Yeah,
one of the best ones ever. Despite only playing 20 games with the Sens, Derek Stepan had two different numbers.
That's right.
Weird.
What was the other one? 21?
I think it was 21. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was 21.
Yeah, weird. I try to just wipe the Derek Stepan days out of my brain. That was not a fun time.
Yeah. Graham in the chat with a great one too. Sean McEachern.
Yeah, that's one where I would not have remembered what number he wore. I know the name, but
all right,
a little bit too young.
Number 16.
Okay, I said that I thought that Bobby Butler wore 16, so I have to put that now, even if it was wrong.
You are correct. He did wear number 16.
Yeah.
I went with Brian McGrattan. That's a tough.
I think Butler's more obscure.
I think Butler might be more obscure. Yeah,
because McGrattan was in the league when enforcers was still like a huge thing, so he would bounce around from team to team, and he was like well known league wide as a fighter.
I don't know. So we would have gone to because we would have gone to different elementary schools. In my elementary school, I think it would have been in 2000. Oh, I don't know, 3 or 4, maybe 5. It was before Ray Emery was like a big deal. Ray Emery and Brian McGrattan came to my school.
And, that's cool.
With Spartacat, and Spartacat signed my jersey because he went to the classrooms, but the players did. It was just
oh my god! Of course.
I don't know what the number one pick would have been. Bobby Butler might be the number one pick. Oh, Mike Sillinger, well known for being like the most traded player of all time, right? He played for the Sens.
Yeah, I would not have known his number. I remember thinking Bobby Butler was gonna be so good too.
Yeah, Laurie Boschman, 93. Number 17.
I'm proud of that one. That was my one. Okay, so 17
was a tough one for me.
So I said Brian Gibbons for 15 or whatever, and then I looked it up because I was like, damn it, what number it was, and it was 17. So I can't submit that though, because that would just be pure cheating. But that's how I was so close.
17 is stacked with random dudes.
Random ass guys. Huh.
And I think I have the least random out of all those dudes. So
ooh,
you have a really good shot. If you pull out any of these names, I'm done. Crushed me.
Philip Kuba was 71, right? Not 17.
So I'll just tell you he was 17.
He was. Okay, just put that.
That's mine.
Ah, yes.
Do you want to know how stacked this is?
I thought you were 71. What the hell?
This is how stacked,
who do we got?
This is how stacked 17 is, all right? After Philip Kuba, David Legwand, Nate Thompson, Brian Gibbons, Max McCormick, Jonathan Davidson, Alex Galchenyuk, Adam Gaudette.
Jonathan Davidson.
Just random dude after dude. 17 is stacked.
Those are all recent too. Those are all in the last 6 years. Like, what?
17 is just
that was
random
too
guy
many.
Number.
Too many guys that I can't believe that I only came up with Kuba, and I thought that he was a different number at first. I thought it was like flipped.
All right.
Oh my god, I should have had Legwand.
Number 18, which is one of my proudest answers I have for number 18.
Oh, proud of this one. I feel like 18 is not super common, like before Stützle and since Hossa even. Like, I don't really remember an 18 through like the whole 2010s era. Like obviously there would be an obscure guy somewhere, but I don't remember. Like I'm just thinking of like the main ones even.
Mm-hmm.
Unless am I being stupid and forgetting a forgetting a good player in there somewhere? I
In
don't
the
think
past, yeah.
so. Since Hosa?
Oh no, since Hosa, no. No.
Yeah,
Other,
I
other
meant in
than other
between
than other
Hosa
than
and
Timmy.
Stusla.
Yeah.
Yeah, in between them. I don't.
It's not a huge list.
So
It's only 3 between Hosa
yeah,
and Stutz.
that's what I was saying. It's not very common at all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Dzingel is the other obvious one that I can think of.
So mine.
So we'll put him
Are
in. You
going
probably
Dzingel?
put him as
All
well, right?
Mine was Jesse Winchester.
Oh, that's right. You said you were proud of this one.
I was real
Winchester.
proud of that one, Jesse Winchester.
He was a good player.
Yeah.
I liked him.
All right, and
For some reason, I had the number 10 in mind for him. Like earlier, like at number 10, I almost said Winchester.
So number 19, only 6 players. This one I am not nearly as proud of. So there is an incredible pick on this list if you can grab it very recently. I don't think you're going to get it.
Very recently. Oh my god.
But this is one of those numbers where you might just have to toss out a name just to toss out a name.
Yeah, I have Scott Gomez on the brain, but I'm pretty sure he wore 91 in that weird time where we signed him like at the end of the season after the trade deadline for some reason. So that's not my answer, but that's just who I'm thinking of. Recently. I'm gonna say okay. My random name is Darren Archibald.
No.
Is that anywhere close on his number? Was he like 18 or something?
I saw him really recently.
I feel like it's gonna be way off, and he's gonna be like number 54 or something.
Oh, 15. No. That's Dave Archibald.
Dave, we got 2 Archibalds.
Yeah, no, never mind. I don't know. But yeah, no, 19 is stacked between Yashin and Spezza and Batherson. So mine was Derek Brassard because I couldn't think of anyone.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot what his old number was. I thought it was
But the number one, Zach Senyshyn.
I forgot that he actually played a game for the Sens.
I completely forgot what his number was.
Okay, yeah, and then freaking Darren Archibald is this number 90, I think. So I had the 9 in my head.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, number 90, which unfortunately for you is not on this list. Only 3 players wore number 90.
Damn.
So this one's another tough one, actually. I did not pick an obscure player at all. Number 20.
20. Not obscure at all for you, huh? I'm thinking defenseman for 20. Who could that be? I feel like this is not a very common number. Is it? Like how many guys?
There's like 9.
9 guys.
Yeah. Only one. The one that I picked is the only one. Oh no, there's 2 that lasted for 5 years, and the rest have been 1 or 2.
Someone lasted 5 years.
2 of them, yeah. I'll give you a hint if you want. I'll give you the years: 98 to 03, and then 04 to 09.
I'm not getting 98 to 03. Did Vermette wear 20?
That was mine. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. The era helped me out.
Yeah.
Because I've been trying to think recent in terms of obscure players. Because I wouldn't say that Vermette is too obscure overall.
Yeah. So recent, we got Logan Shaw, Mike Blunden, Marek Svatos.
Oh, Mike Blunden. Yeah. Oh my god. Some of these are not even me cringing at forgetting them because they're forgettable. It's me cringing at the fact that they actually played games for this team. Like,
all right. So here's a list of 16 players wore 21.
16.
And one of them is one of my favorite, like all-time favorite random dude who played for the Sens. I never knew his number, so there's no way I was pulling that out. But
So you didn't get that as your answer, the one that you're
No.
talking about?
I have a pretty solid answer, but not like there's a few that would beat my answer.
Mm.
There's a few. There's a few really good 21s.
No, I just have that Drake song stuck in my head now. 21. Can you do something for me?
Graham in the
That's
chat with Magnus Arvidsson for 20. Correct. That's the other guy who had 5 years before
Mhm.
Vermette. Nice one. Some good
Yeah, that is
some good names popping up in the chat.
too
I'm
old for
impressed.
me
A
on
lot
that
of
one.
older ones here.
Yeah.
So 21 is tricky because it is like a lot of 1 year dudes.
Oh my God. Hmm.
So if you can't think of anyone, I will tell you someone you mentioned earlier. But
I just thought of someone, but I know that they're not 21, so I have to save the answer for a couple numbers later. Like I was about to say it, and I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it.
actually, there's two you named earlier for 21.
Oh my God, I hate that so much that I said them
I can
earlier.
just tell you the two names, and then you can decide if you want to submit one if you want.
Yeah, it's because I did think of
Yeah.
them.
So the other ones were it's in multiple number guys. So it was Nick Paul and Derek Stepan. So those are two you named earlier.
Don't give me any points for this one. Submit this one as a 0 for me because I should have remembered them when
but like
said,
there's so many names floating
said
around. Like I'm gonna give them to you because you're the one who said them already. You said specifically 21 for both of them. So
did I?
Yeah,
did I say it or was it you saying
it? No, because you're like Nick Paul. Oh yeah, well, he also wore 21. And then
okay.
I said Derek Stepan, and you said, "What was the other number? 21." I said, "Yeah." So
you're right. I did say them.
You earned those.
Yay!
So what are you going with? Pick one.
Oh right, because it has to be the more obscure.
Put up against mine, which you might win with either of those.
Stepan is more obscure for the sense context, I think.
So mine was Brian Smolinski. So
that might win.
It might win. He was on the Sens for like 3 or 4 years. So depends on who
1,000-game career, first round pick. He was good. He was a good player. What do you think? What do you lean towards there?
I think modern NHL fans are going to know Derek Stepan, but I think Sens fans might know Smolinski more. I think it's a coin flip, honestly. I think it could go either way.
I think so too. Maybe if anyone in the chat wants to chime in.
Yeah, if anyone wants to be the tiebreaker on this between Derek Stepan and Brian Smolinski.
I feel like this one is more of just an era thing, like you said. Like your fans would say one way, and people who remember more of the times when Smolinski was around, they would lean towards saying Stepan.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we can. I'll say we write this one down as a tie for now. But if anyone in the chat does chime in, then we'll give it to whoever they say in the chat.
All right. In that case, we'll move on to number 22 for now.
2 people say Smolinski, so you get that one.
I'll take it. All right. Number 22. How many players have had number 22? 9. So
yeah, I'm going with Eric Condra immediately.
And that is an immediate
I'm
tie.
assuming you said that too.
That is an immediate tie.
I thought so.
Yeah. I was like, anyone who's not Chris Kelly, come on.
See, the thing is, I can't remember these freaking players' numbers, but I remember that Eric Condra also wore 52 when he was a rookie. Why do I remember that? Like, what is wrong with my brain that I remember that? All
right, here's one of my favorites. Number 23. 15 players have worn 23 for the Sens. That's a lot. Oh, there's some good ones on this list.
Oh boy.
There are some really good. Oh, you might crush me depending on.
Oh, I don't know. I'm blanking so far.
Graham, it's okay that you're the old guy. You just got me a point, so I'll take it.
Yeah. All good. You earned him the point there. That's good.
I think it's because NHL 03 was like the first NHL game I played the shit out of, and that was his last season with the Sens. So Smolinski's like in my brain.
23. Oh, I keep thinking of other players and then remembering that it's not their number, and then I'm like, I need to remember this for later when we get to that number.
Feel free to write it down if you want. Like I got no rule against
I
that.
probably should have been writing down ones that I thought of ahead of time. I'm trying to think of someone. I'm thinking of someone like Boucher era Sens, but I don't know. I don't know if there is one. Is there one? Someone like 2015. Yeah, okay. 2015 to like 2018.
There's a few. The Sens went through a few.
Of them. Oh my god, a bunch of these guys.
Yeah.
Oh. Matt Pumple? No, he was 52.
I forget.
Wasn't he?
I had to look at the list. That doesn't have to be a submission if you don't want.
That might be another guy that wore multiple numbers. I think he might have worn like 14 as well. Now I'm just like getting sidetracked googling to see what the hell number he was. I was not even close on that.
So this is one for number 23.
Actually, I was kind of close on that one.
Number 23. This is one that I knew immediately. Like I just had this in my back pocket. I just knew this one.
I feel like this is a tough one. Yeah, Graham said he gave up on this one other than Hamonic. I'm surprised there's that many people. It's got to be a bunch of guys who only played a few games, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's 6 since 2016, which is wild.
What the? Yeah, I can't remember one.
They're just most of them are just guys, like
just guys, just guys hanging out on the ice,
just guys being dudes out on the ice.
I love the number 23. Oh my god, who the frick was on Boucher's teams? Dogovins.
That's a tie.
Kasper's Dogovins.
That is a tie.
Yeah, that's not even on a Boucher era sense, but then it just came to me.
He's one of those
guys that. Yeah, I was at that game and I freaked out.
Were you actually? Wow.
Yes. So it would have been so sick.
So the 6 since Dogovins.
Yeah, I gotta know.
Apparently Scott Gomez.
I said Scott Gomez earlier, but I thought he was 91.
Yeah, so Scott Gomez.
But that was his old number.
Jirki Jokipaka, Nick Shore, Cedric Paquette, Travis Hamonic, and also last year Andrew Agozzino. So
dude, everyone remembers Jirki Jokipaka, but who the hell remembers his jersey number? He played one game, right?
He's Kevin. That's all I know about him. He's Kevin. So yeah, some great names. If someone were to pull out one of those names, I'd be so impressed.
And there was no way in hell I was remembering Nick Shore.
All right, 14 players have played as number 24.
Oh. Earlier I said I thought that Ryan Shannon might have been 24, but now I think he might have been 22 or 26. Oh my god. You're looking at his name on the screen for one of those numbers and you're like,
So it's so funny that you're hooked on Ryan Shannon because he is the player I submitted for a number. I won't tell you if it's this one or a different one.
Yeah.
But Ryan Shannon is one of my answers.
I know it's like near here. So it wasn't 22. So it was either 24 or 26. Okay, it was definitely 26. I'm convincing myself that it was 26, but then I don't know who to say for 24.
Okay, just lean into it. So 24 has a weirdly large number as well. Yeah, this is a weird one.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
I love Graham in the chat going like Volchenkov, because Volchenkov is one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah.
My Senegoth jersey, I'm going back and forth between Volchenkov and Havlat. I haven't decided. But my answer was not Volchenkov. I was like, I need to think of an obscure one. And I'm very happy with my answer.
I'm thinking like 2012 era Sens. And I don't know why.
Oh, that's right. That's my answer is 2012 era Sens.
Oh.
You're this close.
The thing is, but I have absolutely no clue what player. Like I'm not even thinking specifically like forward or defenseman. Literally 2012. Like was he on the team that specific year? or just close to it.
Yeah, for a few years.
And specifically in that season?
I think he was kind of up and down.
Up and down. Who was good in Binghamton in 2010, 2012?
Yeah, he was extremely
Era.
up and down.
Oh man.
Pretty hyped.
Man,
Pretty hyped.
I went to a Binghamton game in like 2011 or something like that. So I probably like saw this player play like outside of Ottawa too, but oh my god. Thinking who was bumming around in our bottom six for a few years, and you're
This is a
smirking
fun
because
game. This is a fun
it's
game.
like
It's on the tip
it's
of your tongue.
sitting right there.
Yeah.
I'm also thinking of a defenseman too.
There's one fairly
I don't know.
recently.
Recently, okay.
Well, there's one this season.
Yeah, other than this season.
Yeah, there's one
Because I
fairly
don't
recently.
think I would call Bernard Docker obscure.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, he would become obscure if he doesn't pan out at the NHL level, but at the moment, no. Oh my. I gotta give up on this one.
All right, Stefan DaCosta.
I thought of him earlier.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Other than that, Victor Stahlberg, Oscar Lindbergh, Christian Wolanin.
Too. I thought of Victor Stahlberg when we were on 14, but I didn't say it
Ah.
because I knew it was 24. Oh my god, this is going horribly. I should have had these. Which one did you put? DaCosta?
DaCosta, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm just gonna tell you right now, the only one I could think of for 25 is Chris Neal. If you can think of anyone else, it's just 100% your point. There's no way.
Not happening.
Yeah.
There's no point in even trying
Yeah.
because it would be from the 90s.
All right, that is
And I would
a
have no clue.
tie. Number 25s for Ottawa include Vyacheslav Butsayev, Bruce Gardner, Pat Aleniuk, Herb Raglan, Chad Penny, and Thomas Jelinek.
I don't think there's a single person in the world coming up with any of those.
It'd be wild if
Other
Graham,
than
Graham
the players
is in the chat
themselves.
just puts in like 10 of them.
Yeah, it's like actually.
And on that note, number 26.
This is yet another number where I was talking about Shannon. So put him.
That's a tie.
Yeah, because I knew that. Yeah, you said that you had put him. So,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason, he's one of those weird players that I've just been thinking about through this whole game and being like, no, that wasn't his number. That wasn't his number. And then
Yeah.
eventually I remembered it was 26. I don't know why, but he's one of those obscure Sens players that I always remember.
Yeah, some other good ones
I mean,
would have
I think-
been Pumple and Verata.
Pumple was one that I thought of him earlier, and then I Googled it, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, so I can't use it.
Alright.
Can't use it.
Number 27.
I'm tempted to just say Gambrell because even though he's currently playing, he's still obscure.
Pretty obscure.
He will be one of these guys within a year.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
we'll be like,
with you.
remember Gambrell? But I should still try to get someone else.
I'm pretty happy with my answer, but there's definitely a few that would beat it. Only 6 since 2010. So it's not been a very popular number
Not
with
common.
the Sens.
Oh boy. I feel like my brain is just melting at this point. Like the wheels are turning, just going through the list of
Yeah.
obscure players that I remember and just trying to remember the numbers.
Wow, Graham pulling out a number 27 in the chat.
You got some?
Wow.
I think I have like absolutely no leads on this one, so I'm just gonna look. Yanni Lokinen.
Yeah,
I don't
I
even
never
know.
would have gotten that.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
I've got nothing on this one.
You want to just pull out a name that ever wore 27?
I can't.
No.
I literally can't remember anyone other than Gambrell.
All right.
Like,
Well, mine was
even know
Peter
the-
Schaefer.
I couldn't remember his number.
There's some good ones in here too. Randy Robitaille, Alex Kovalev, Curtis Lazar, Johnny Oduya.
Lazar. Oh, dude, yeah, I thought he was 29. Oh man. If we got to 29, like if you didn't say that then, I would have said Oduya for 29 for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, you said
I think that was his
29
number
earlier
before.
as well.
I said someone who was 29 earlier.
So I'll just let you know we were doing number 1, and you were like,
oh yeah,
Gerber
okay,
was
yeah.
29. So I'll give you that note.
We can
for
just
yourself.
submit Gerber now as my answer, unless did you also have Gerber? For
I
that
also
one?
had Gerber, so 29 is a tie.
Call it a tie.
Number 20.
Do we have 28?
28. We might have a tie on this one as well.
Oh. Does that mean that you think it's someone fairly obvious, or
in this world of Sens, maybe? It's just the first one that came to my mind.
Oh. No, okay, I get numbers flipped around because, and I don't think this is going to be a number that we even get to because Zen and Kanaka were 82. Go check that right now.
Or did he?
Did he? Was it 92?
No.
No, it's 82.
No.
What? Did he wear 28?
Maybe.
Put it for 28 then. I thought it was 82.
That's a tie.
I thought it was 82. What is wrong with my brain?
Who wore 82? 82 was Martin Straka and Colin White.
Colin White for what? One game?
17-18.
What? Why did I? Okay, so my brain was correct in thinking of Konopka, and then I somehow convinced myself that it wasn't 28, that it was reversed to 82.
I think the only one that would beat Konopka is like Matt Cassian or
dude, okay,
Joe Juno.
Matt Cassian is my favorite obscure center because he's the worst. He's legitimately the worst player I've ever seen play at the NHL level. He could not skate. He was walking on the ice.
So bad.
But again, I couldn't remember his jersey number at all. But I always remember his name.
All right, and we've got Gerber for 29, which is a tie, and now number
29,
30. We're back, so we're firmly in goalie territory for a while
30,
here.
Yeah, back to the goalies. So I said Mike Brodeur earlier, so I'm just gonna say him again and hope that he wore number 30 because it was definitely a number in the 30s.
He did not wear number 30.
Oh.
So
that's already my answer then. So let me go ahead with that then.
My number 30 was Brian Elliott.
Okay, I don't think he's too obscure. Who else was there for 30?
Ben Bishop, Andrew Hammond, Philip Gustafson, Matt Murray, which honestly is maybe a better answer. Before maybe Brian Elliott, Mike Morrison.
I don't even know. I don't even remember him.
Then before that, Mike Fountain and Darren Madelli. I don't know. Anyway, number 31.
Okay, I'm not guessing it here, but you know what's going to happen is I'm going to guess Mike Brodeur like 3 more times, and I'm going to get every wrong number, and then I'm going to miss it on his actual number. Yeah, he always stuck out in my brain as one of those weird sense players just because he was playing at the same time as Martin Brodeur, and it's like, oh, we got Brodeur, haha, yeah. It's so funny. And he played like 2 games and was like weirdly good for 2 games. But he wasn't 31. I've convinced myself for some reason that it won't be him here. So goalies. It's hard to think of the goalies who weren't notable. I won't like. Okay, did we even have like a notable goalie who was 31 other than Forsberg?
Not really.
I don't think so. So this is a tricky one.
Like, I think the best goalie to ever wear 31 is just Forsberg. Like,
I would think so.
I think it's got to be.
I don't have any leads on any of these here. Who? Oh. I'm gonna say Danny Taylor. I don't think this is correct, but this is just the most obscure Sens goalie I could think of. Do you remember him?
No, I don't actually.
I don't think
that's real obscure.
That he wore 31. I remember him because he's from England, from Plymouth, England.
Wow. Okay.
And he played 1 game in 2017-18, but I don't think he was number 31. Let me see.
All right. So what's your so
Hockey
is
DB,
that your submission, or what are we
that is my
doing?
submission because I can't think of anyone else, but I have to fact check and just make sure of his number because I don't think it was, but
Okay,
we'll just make sure.
so my number 31 is Mike Bruder. You want to know my?
I called it. I called it. I said it was gonna happen.
You know what I love about Mike Bruder? So Mike Bruder played a game that I went to. It was against the Wild, and that was the game that Erik Karlsson scored his first NHL goal.
Oh, that's sick.
That was a cool game to go to, because like I didn't have Twitter at the time because I was like 13 or something. Because this would have been like like late 09, I guess, right? Because it would have been Carlson's first season. So I would have been, like 12, 13, I guess. 14? I don't know. I can't do math. Anyway, and my dad and I got to the game. We were like, why is brother, the Sens get, what the fuck?
Yeah, they're like, wait, I missed this trade happening. Man, okay, freaking, I said Danny Taylor, and his number was 70. So I literally just said the most obscure goalie I could think of, and the number was not even close. And of course, I was going to say, Brodeur for 35. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I was like saving it too late,
Right.
you know? I put it too early. I said for 30, and then I was like, maybe I'll wait longer. And no, totally fucked it.
Well, we are starting to get to the end of the list here because as the numbers go higher, there's been fewer and fewer players wearing them.
Yeah.
So number 32, this is tough. This one just barely fit into the 5-player minimum.
Alex Auld. Right?
No.
Oh
Alex
my!
Auld was 31.
Oh.
I had a cop-out answer. I went Jacob Larson because of this year.
Okay, he is obscure. He will be obscure. Is there a goalie with 32 or no?
Yeah, Gustafsson apparently wore 30 and 32. Gustafsson wore 32.
Oh, he did wear 32 last year.
And then Chris Drieger.
Oh no, there's no way I would remember what number he wore because he didn't even start. He didn't start a game.
If it weren't for Larson, if it weren't for Larson, like this season, I would have been blanked on 32.
You would have had no one. Yeah. Okay, I'm not mad at since at least I said Auld and his time was already passed. I couldn't have like guessed him again later because then I would guess him. I'd be like, well, he must have been 35.
Yeah,
whatever.
And 33. This is a weird one because it's like goalies and defensemen for some reason. For mostly
defenseman.
33.
Huh. Oh man, I feel like I've exhausted my brain of all the jank goalies.
Also, Graham coming in with Rob Ray for 32, just pulling out all the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, those are. I like that he's coming up with all the ones that I would not even get close to.
Me neither.
Knowing, I love that.
33 was an easy one for me just because of how much I hated this player on the Sens.
You hated them. Recent? Or back in the day?
No, not super recent. Like early 2010s. Very early 2010s.
Weird. Do you hate a goalie that much?
Yep.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't Leclerc with 33. I don't think so. I know you're just gonna have the poker face and you can't reveal it, but I seem to recall Leclerc being number 40. But I'll say Leclerc just in case. So that's
it was Leclerc, and that's a tie.
Okay, yeah, okay. I see. Why do I think he was number 40? I don't know. That just comes out of nowhere.
That's the way it goes. All right. Yeah. Number 35. There's not enough 34. So number 35.
35. So I'm still thinking.
I think goalies. Only goalies.
Yeah, probably. The longer this goes on, the more my brain hurts.
Okay, I honestly, I think I can just give you this one because you said this player when.
Oh, Hogberg. Yeah.
I can just give you that one. I had nothing. I had nothing for number 35.
I totally didn't remember him wearing number 1 at all. So
yeah, for some reason I said Matt O'Connor. I couldn't remember. For some reason, I had 35 in my brain.
Okay. Okay, this is the stupid thing about my brain. He wore 29. Right?
Did he? Hold on, let me check.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Exactly. You say the player, and I could get the number, but we go in reverse, and it's not happening. It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
All right, we're coming down
I
to
don't
the
even
wire
know.
here. 36.
36. Oh,
I have a
okay. Well,
not very impressive answer for this.
did you say Colin White?
I did say Colin White.
Yeah.
There's a couple here that I really want you to be able to just pull out because it'd be so cool if you did.
Oh no. I'm again thinking of guys who were like good in
Also,
Belleville
Graham, you
or
are correct.
Binghamton.
Jason York on 33. And the trader Tom Barrasso on 35. Graham is killing it.
Was Lucchini wearing 36 this year?
Oh, he was. I think so. You've got that. You've got that.
He's more obscure than Colin
Yeah.
White.
Guy
Who makes his NHL debut at 27 years old.
What I really wanted was for you to say Rob Klinkhammer, because that would have been so
that's
cool.
another guy. That's another guy that I think if you said his name first, then I might have been able to guess the number. Although for whatever reason I had 37.
Well, on that subject, 37. Which I only know one. I could only name one player, and that's who I named from a while back.
That 37 is a random ass number. Like that's not.
Yeah.
No one picks that number. That's some random assigned number at training camp.
I'm going to be really impressed if you pull this one out, because I genuinely can't explain why I know this player and his number.
Is it Colin Greening wear it before he switched to 14?
He did not.
He had some bogus number before. Was it 47?
I think it was 40 something. Yeah. Zach Smith wore 47.
Oh, that's who I was thinking of for that one.
That's 47 is another one of those. It's only 3 players. Smith, Andre Benoit, holy shit, and Mark Kastelik.
Oh, Andre Benoit. See, I remember Andre Benoit's other number. So if that number is in here.
What was his other number?
Well, I won't say it yet in case or is it on there? It was 61. Do we have 61 in the
61 list? Is in the list. It's actually the highest number in the list, yeah.
Put that in there then.
Well, it depends. Oh no, you might actually. I think you probably have me beat. Actually, I just said Derek Brassard this season.
Yeah, I win that one.
Yeah, that's a win. That's an easy win for you.
And Andre Benoit was weirdly good in that shortened season.
Yeah.
When Carlson was injured, and then we just let him go after the playoffs, and everyone was like, "Why do we do that?" And then he fell out of the league. It was weird.
Yeah. Did he go to Colorado after?
I think so.
Yeah, and then just fell off the. Yeah. So 37. I'm just gonna tell you right now, if it doesn't come to you immediately, I don't think you're gonna get it.
No, skip me on this one.
So I went Dean McCammond. Then other ones, Norris wore that as a rookie. Then you got Casey Bailey and Corey Locke are really the only other two that I'd even come close to.
Casey Bailey, what a name!
Right. All right, number 38. 7 players have worn 38.
Okay, earlier I said that Eric Condra wore another number than 20.
What fucking wow!
Okay. Yes, because the reason I remember this is because I incorrectly said Greening for 37 as that being his other number, and then I searched what it was, and it was 52, and then I remember that I said that Condra was 52, or like I was like, oh, I'm gonna say Condra later, but then I had them reversed, so.
That's awesome. 38. I did not have an answer.
Okay.
I did not have an answer for 38. So
Greening and Condra, there was this game at the end of the 2010-11 season where after we sold at the deadline, called up these guys from Binghamton.
Oh, that was the year that I remember Fisher went, Kelly went.
Yep. I remember a game after the trade deadline both these guys playing, we won 2-0 and they both scored. I think they played on Spezza's wings, like Greening, Spezza, and Condra, and they both scored. I think they beat the Devils 2-0. If that's correct, like if we can, I kind of want to look up the box score for that game now and see if I'm remembering that exactly. But I just remember that I was like, because it was early, like I was a fan of the Sens as a kid, but I wasn't like watching every game. But then around that time, I was kind of getting into it a little bit more. Because it was like, oh, our AHL team is really good and we have prospects now. So these guys came up and I was hyped when they were rookies. I don't know. It's that's a very obscure piece of my Sens memory, but it's paid off for once.
It's a fun era, but I still get like awful flashbacks to the Condra Greening Smith line out with a 1-goal lead with 2 minutes to go.
This was slightly pre Paul McLean.
Right. All right, number 39. There's a couple fun ones on here.
Oh boy.
There's one like most obvious one, and that's what I got. So if you pull out any of these other names, there's only 7 players on this list. So if you pull out anything other than the one obvious one, you've got me absolutely killed.
This is skipping ahead slightly, but do you have number 42 on the list?
I do have number 42.
Okay, because did you get Eric Bergdorfer?
No, he isn't on that list.
He isn't? Was he 24? I don't know what. I know I'm skipping ahead, but I thought I had one.
No,
I had one.
He's not. If it makes you feel better, I have no one for 42. I didn't get anybody either.
Okay, well.
So that's a
39 anyway.
39.
This is such a dumb number that I don't think I could even name anyone in the entire current NHL wearing number 39. So, like, I feel like this is going to be someone who played, like, 2 games ever.
There's some notable...
Really?
There's one that I did the really obvious one, if you could consider it an obvious one, and then I got really mad that I didn't think of the less obvious one.
Is there a weird goalie who wore 39?
Yeah.
Oh... I feel like there's been a bunch of these where I'm getting close, like I'm getting the right era or thinking of the right position, but I can't get that name. Weird goalies. Ooh.
I don't know if I'd call him a weird goalie. I think with
like
the Sens
obscure,
is weird.
Right? Yeah.
Not obscure at all.
Hasek didn't wear 39, did he? On the Sens? I don't think so.
He wore 39.
He did? He did? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a tie.
At least I got that. Yeah. I was trying to think like an AHL call-up goalie, you know?
Yeah. No, I wish I had got Matt Karkner. And then there's Andreas Englund, Magnus Hellberg this season, wore 39.
Oh yeah.
Jason Spezza started out with 39.
True, rookie Spezza. Yep.
Yeah.
I should have had that one. Thinking of the rookie numbers.
We got number 40, which has a few obvious ones actually.
I feel like this is another one that I thought of someone earlier and probably even like said someone's name, but didn't.
See, I feel good about it because it's only 5. It hit the minimum of 5, and I thought of 3, and I went with the least, like the most obscure of the 3.
Was there another goalie besides Leonard at 40?
3. Those are the 3 I thought of goalies.
They're all goalies?
There's 2 forwards.
Oh my. Well, how the hell is there 3 goalies? 3 other goalies besides Leonard. I'm not going to remember any of them.
Yeah, 3 goalies total. So 2 other than Leonard who are 40.
Oh my god. What absolute bums did we roll out there as backups in the last few years?
No, not bums.
Really? So other than Leonard, I'm forgetting an obvious one?
Yeah.
What? Recently?
No.
My brain is broken at this point. My brain is fried.
I think you should probably just submit Leonard.
Yeah, go with that.
So
because I'm not going.
My submission, which might make you angry, is Mad Sogard.
Yeah. Okay.
But
He literally played tonight in a game.
And the other one's Patrick Lalime.
I thought Lalime was 41. This is
no 40, 41
so bad.
41 would have is there's only 4 of them for 41, so it didn't make the list, but Andy and Chichu, I guess, would be the big ones there.
Oh, Chichu, that's another one where I would have said like 41 or 42. Like I have them right there, but it's not it's not happening.
All right, we are wrapping up here. There's only a couple left. We did that. Okay, 44.
44. So who do we got other than Peugeot? Oh boy. There's definitely someone since the Peugeot trade that I'm sure there's Goodbranson. Do you think he's obscure?
Goodbranson's pretty fucking obscure.
I'll just go with him to make this one quick.
All right,
even though I'm sure there's probably some other good ones, eh?
I went with Patrick Eves, so that's tough to really.
People thought he was going to be really good at one point.
Yeah,
I remember.
I think he had like one really good season with Dallas, and then just forgot how to play after that.
Yeah.
Didn't he put up like 30 goals one year?
So, 21 goals in 59 games it was.
Oh, I guess it was a.
And then the next year, only 20 games. No. He got traded mid-season. This was. I thought it was 2 separate years. So his goal total that year was 32 goals.
Wow.
32 goals, and then hold on. Guess how many games he played in the NHL after his 32 goal season?
Oh my god, it must be injury based. If you're asking me, this has got to be low. After his 32, I
want to see if you get close.
His 32
goal number of
seasons?
Seasons?
Yeah, give me the number of seasons.
2.
I was gonna say like mid 60s. I think that's way off.
This is sad. These numbers. Like I feel bad for him.
24.
The number is 9.
What?
That's brutal. Like,
oh, poor Patrick.
Best season of his career. 16-17, 21 goals with Dallas. Then he gets traded to Anaheim at the deadline. Gets 11 goals in 20 games after the deadline. So 32 total. And then the next season, 2 games, 1 goal. That's it. Next season, 7 games, no points. Done.
Oh,
that's rough.
That's awful.
Like he was peaking for the first time in his career, like a late bloomer season. And then it just ended.
Either
that's
way,
crazy.
I think I got to give it to you on Goodbranson.
I'll take it.
This is a tough one here. 49.
Oh.
This is a really tough one. I'm just gonna let you know right now. I didn't think of a player, so if you name anyone,
you didn't get one at all. Oh, no. I gotta throw like a random one then.
Yeah.
There had to be a recent one.
Very recent, actually. Not this season, but very recent.
Defenseman, right?
No, defenseman a few years back. I think as a rookie number, but no, the last few have been forward. Last couple have been forwards.
I must be thinking of that defenseman though. A rookie number. But they wouldn't be around anymore.
No.
Who the hell? Did Freddie Clayson wear that before switching to 33?
He did. Wow.
No way. I don't even.
Wow.
I have no image of that in my head or anything. It's just the most random shit ever. That was the luckiest guess ever. Let's go.
Wow.
Yo, finally got something good.
Apparently Chris Kelly also did.
Oh, that's a good one too. I wouldn't have known that.
The 2 recent ones are Chris DiDomenico.
DiDomenico, I see it in the chat. Living in the mist in the chat.
Scott Sabourin.
Sabby, of course. I love Scott Sabourin.
All right.
And here's oh my god.
Here's the last number.
That's a good number.
This is the last one.
This is the last one.
Last one. 55. This is the highest number other than 61 because we jumped to 61.
Okay.
So this is the highest number other than 61 that 5 or more players had played.
I had mentioned Brian Lee earlier, so I know that that's one.
Right.
But I'll think for a little bit to see if I can come
There's
up with
some
anything
good
else.
names on this list.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's probably a lot for this one, and I'm thinking that you probably got someone more obscure
There's
than Lee.
only 7.
Only 7, okay.
And I'm just gonna spoil it. I went Brian Lee.
You did, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had to try to beat it for the last number.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
There's a couple fun ones on here. But
Is
there's
there any
only
forwards? Is there a forward who wore 55?
Was this guy a forward? He was a forward, yeah.
Oh, recently?
Fairly recent.
Oh.
Pre-rebuild.
Shoot. Yeah. Boucher era?
Yeah.
Oh.
Someone I was very excited about because of a really good preseason. And then just fell off.
Good preseason in the Boucher era. Man, I'm like, I guess I had 3 straight questions that were accurate and leading me towards who this is, and then I have no clue. Like,
I thought you were closing in on it right there.
Yeah, you're thinking that, oh, she knows. No, it's like it's somewhere in the back of my brain. But okay. You'll have to give me a little bit here. Boucher season, preseason.
Okay, so here's the deal. Someone in the chat got it. Don't look at chat.
Okay, yeah, I have chat covered up right now.
Yeah, someone nailed it. Who was it that nailed it in the chat? Living in the Mist crushed it.
They got it. Okay.
But there is also someone more recently, who I think is maybe even a better answer. But maybe not. Shit.
But was that a defenseman?
More recently is defenseman. The one we're talking about is a forward.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so Boucher was coach for just 2 seasons, or did they keep him for a third? I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to narrow down the years.
Did he come in 15?
No, that 15 was Hamburglar run, and then Cameron would have been fired the next
14,
year in 16.
15.
16, 17 was Boucher's
16, 17 was Boucher's. Yeah, you're right.
It was only 2 seasons, right? He must have got fired at the end of the Duchesne fall off year, right?
Yeah, because DJ Smith was coach when Brady came in 18. So
DJ was in for 18, 19.
Yeah.
So it was only 2 years. So who the hell did we think was gonna be good from?
It might have just been me. It might have just been me who was like, "Oh, might have been you."
But yeah, but if he had a good preseason, I gotta feel like that I would have seen people hyping him up a little bit. I'm thinking of guys that I'm like annoyed that we didn't do. Hold on, did we do numbers 40 and 42, or did we didn't do those numbers, eh?
Yeah, we did.
We did. Okay, because now I'm thinking Gabriel Dumont, who was 40, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, that would have been a kick-ass answer.
Didn't think of it earlier. Now that I'm thinking of Boucher forwards,
that would have destroyed my Sogard answer.
And then I was also thinking Jim O'Brien for 42.
Yeah, 42 is.
Did we do 42?
Yeah, 42 is one that I did not pull out a name.
I already forgot what I said for 42.
Jim O'Brien.
Oh no, but like. I didn't say that earlier.
I don't think you. No, it's a tie. So you didn't come up with anyone either.
I didn't. Oh, well, I'm coming up with them after.
Yeah.
My God.
I'll give it to you. You came up with it.
Okay, if you wanna give it that.
I am losing a lot at the end here. I've lost 35,
really?
36, 38, 42, 44, 49, and 61.
Yeah, I think it might be a little easier for me with the weird numbers, because I'll remember that someone wore that weird number as opposed to the popular numbers where I can't remember the guys who are forgettable who wore the popular number, you know?
Yeah. So yeah.
I feel bad that someone in the chat already got this player, and I'm still struggling to remember it.
I can't believe they got it. It's really impressive.
Oh my God.
So, I will say though, just keeping your back pocket there, the fact that if you put in Brian Lee, you know it's a tie.
Yeah, for sure. I need to not forget Brian Lee. I have like a sliver of the chat open where I just see their profile pictures and I can't see the text, and I just see the L coming up because he knows, but I can't see what he's saying because I can't look and spoil it. I gotta rack my brain for at least a couple more minutes here.
Oh, so they also got the more recent one as well.
He got both. Okay. Oh my God, I'm losing to the chat. Shit.
It's okay. I'd be losing to the chat too.
Okay. Center
because we
or
both
winger
got
for this guy?
Brian Lee.
The guy who's the forward, center or winger?
Let me double check. I think I want to say winger. Yeah, winger.
Did the Sens draft him?
He
Or
might have
no?
been undrafted.
Undrafted.
Let me see. I'm gonna check.
I'm gonna lose my shit when I find out who this is.
Yeah,
Okay,
undrafted apparently.
Because now I'm thinking of Tommy Wingles, who's 57. There's another silly
Right,
one that I
yeah.
remember. Like now that I'm trying to remember 55, I'm remembering all the guys in the Boucher era that were not 55, but they were like other obscure guys.
God, what a weird deadline that was. Tommy Wingles, Victor Stahlberg, and Burrows.
Burrows, yeah. Victor Stahlberg, who I remembered at the beginning of this and then didn't say when it was time for his number.
Yeah.
That I should have had that one. Oh my god.
This is a tough
I'm
one.
gonna be so mad.
While you're thinking of this, I want to count it up and see if this answer that you can give might actually sway the results.
So you think it's that close?
Let me see. So I have.
Oh
1, 2,
no,
3, 4,
that's extra pressure.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Oh,
14. You have.
I'm trying to like
1, 2, 3, 4.
think of something that could like rack my brain, but not like give it away, and just like if I could like Google something.
Not quite.
I won't. It's so who's ahead? Doing the math right now.
Wow. So
But-
I have 14, you have 11, and we tied on 15.
Okay.
So it's still really fucking close.
Okay. So
I've got the win.
that
but-
I'm glad that it's not gonna sway it, because then I'd be even more pissed about not getting it.
This was honestly because of the fact that I was like, this is a game I came up with and I did for fun, and I'm just like throwing it at you. You did a really fucking good job. Also, the fact that we like had the same answer on 15 out of the 41 is wild.
Yeah, I think. I guess I didn't do bad overall, but I think it's just bothering me that I know all these obscure players, but I can't remember some of the numbers, or I'll remember them earlier and then forget them. I should have been writing people down as I remembered them, that they weren't the right answer at that time.
You have to create like a really niche game to annoy me next.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to do that now. I'll have to come up with something similar to try to torture you.
I also should have thought this through a bit more, because we are on like an hour 45 now, and
that's okay. That's okay.
At least it's Saturday night. I don't have to worry too much about how late it is.
I got nowhere to be. I'm having fun.
If you pull out one of these names, I'm gonna lose it. Like
if I get it after like 10 minutes, oh my god.
Oh,
is it a winger?
The chat, Wingles was traded for this player apparently.
Wait.
It's wild that you brought up Tommy Wingles, and then like apparently that's
Buddy Robinson.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cheating a little bit, but we'll take it.
See, that's the thing. I wouldn't have gotten that. I don't remember what the Tommy Wingles trade was.
I didn't remember either. I didn't think there was a
trade
player.
I do remember being furious about Jonathan Dahlin for Burrows, but that's the only one I had an opinion on.
I remembered Wingles being traded for a 7th, and I did not remember there being a player in it at all. I don't know why. That's what did it. That's what made me remember that. And then again, that's another guy that I always remember, but I could not say the jersey number off the top of my head. Like, his brother plays for the Blue Jackets, Eric Robinson. And every time I hear his name, I'm like, I remember Buddy Robinson.
Yeah, I just remember Buddy Robinson being really tall and scored like a couple really nice goals in the preseason. I was like, oh, he's going to be a problem. And then nothing happened.
He was Julian Gauthier, but not fast.
Yeah, exactly. And the defenseman was Braden Coburn.
I forgot he played for us.
Yeah.
Didn't he play like 7 games and then we just dumped him?
Probably, because he came in with Cedric Paquette on that on that weird trade with Tampa.
Another thing.
Which broken goalie trade was that? Was it because didn't the Sens trade Condon and Nielsen to Tampa when they knew they wouldn't play again?
Were they in the same trade or were they separate?
I think they were separate.
But they both did go to Tampa.
Yeah, because I think it was two.
And Gaborik's contract. Gaborik's contract and Nielsen.
Oh, Ryan Callahan, Sens legend, was part of that trade.
Yeah. Okay, what's
Oh,
bothering me so much is that I couldn't remember Braden Coburn, but when I went to Google him, I remembered that his name is spelled in the dumbest way with an O. Braden, Braydon. So how does my brain remember that? But I can't even remember that he played for the Sens.
yeah.
He played 3 games with the Islanders. He played 16 games and then we traded him to the Islanders. That was a
Wow.
rough year. The beginning of that bubble season where we had like 2 wins in 18 games or something. Try to wipe that from my memory. That's why I couldn't even guess Stepan at the right times either, because he was involved in that.
Like Stepan's got to lead the Sens in like numbers per games played, right? 2 numbers, 20 games. Like that's got to be a record.
Probably,
It's got
yeah.
to be.
Unless I bet there's gonna be at least one guy somewhere who got called up like 2 or 3 years apart or something, and then had to have a different number the second time because someone else had it. I bet that's there somewhere, but I would have no clue. I don't have that off the top of my head.
Yeah. So I'm pretty thrilled with how Grant. I didn't expect it to take that long. That's probably I mean what I should have probably
Because I'm
done.
slow.
Yeah, what I probably should have done was just been like randomize the list and we do like 10 numbers or something. But I had a good time.
It was
Hopefully
fun.
you
It
had
was
a good
fun.
time too. So the final is out of
Oh,
those I won 14, you won 12, and we had the same result on 15 of them, which is
I'll
nuts.
take that. I'm just glad it was close for how much I felt like I struggled. Also, I have to say as well, Living in the Mist put that whole trade in the chat. And did you remember Zach Stortini being on the Sens in like I think he was just in
I think it was
Belleville,
just
but
yeah,
what
just in the minors. Yeah. Oh my
that's
God.
another super obscure one that's wild. Like there's another guy that I would not be able to remember his number or anything like that. But he also said that Jim O'Brien has 3 numbers with the Sens in about 75 games. So that's
And
got to be up there too.
yeah, like so wow. That's yeah, that is a name. Because he was on the Oilers for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a goon for the Oilers. Yeah.
The first game I ever saw first row was the Oilers against the Sens, and I saw that game first row because the Oilers sucked, and so it's like the cheapest like first row game you could get. And
Yeah.
Stortini got hit in the corner that also was a corner seat, so like you had a great view of the net and nothing else.
Hmm.
And Stortini got crushed in a hit in the corner, and like I kind of made eye contact with him and I smiled and he gave me this dirty look. I was like 12
Oh my god.
and I was like I don't like him.
He's angry at a child
Yeah,
after getting hit.
which I mean yeah,
That's
like he
funny.
fucking went so hard into the words there. I don't blame him for being mad at anyone he looked at, but
Hmm.
yeah. Well, that was a fun game.
That was really fun. I had a lot of fun with
Yeah,
that. I think
and
we'll have to come up
hopefully
with some more
yeah,
games.
and hopefully anyone who's listening to this, and if anyone made it through the whole thing, fucking please let us know because we would love to
Yeah,
know if you made it through this whole thing because this is a long episode,
that's
and
an endurance test right there. And it's probably going to be, if anyone makes it through the whole thing, it's going to be them sitting there being like, why don't you know this player? Like
yeah,
they'll come up with it
exactly.
like right
Because
away. They'll be
my, my
angry at me.
my my buddy Matt, who's been a guest a couple times so far, we just have a blast just going like, hey, remember this random guy that played for the Sens? And then we look at through like their Europe
Uh,
League stats. Like this is just something
yeah.
we do for fun. So if there's anyone else out there who's as crazy as Matt, myself, and Maude for having this much fun with something like this, please let us know, and maybe we'll try doing something like this again before the end of the season.
Yeah, I love stuff like this with the super random players. I feel like just remembering the player numbers is not my strong suit, but I can remember the guys. Like I was
Yeah,
remembering Scott Gomez was randomly here for a bit, but I was way off on his number, like stuff like that. So that was really fun. It was stumping me tonight, but I'm there's a few that I'm proud of. I was proud that I got that Freddie Clayson one because I think that's the
that was
weirdest one that
nuts.
I said,
That was so
and
sick.
uh, and I think Eric Conja number 38 as well. And then at least I finally got Buddy Robinson. I had help with you mentioning that trade, but also he's still so obscure that it's like, who the hell even remembers that there was a player in that trade? So the fact
Yeah.
that I got it from that, I think is pretty good.
Worked out pretty well. So I think we'll call it there before we accidentally talk about random Sens players for the next 20 minutes.
Before we go for another hour.
Yeah. So yeah, and yeah, if you find the time, put together a really niche, weird game to make my brain hurt, and we'll see how that goes. Um, Anyway, yeah, like I said, if you made it through this whole thing, please let us know. I'd love to know that just one person listened to 2 hours of obscure Ottawa Senators talk.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, with that, we'll say goodnight. Thanks everyone for tuning in and probably not making through the whole thing. The Sens have a day off, and then it's going to be back-to-back games against the Red Wings, and basically make or break for the season, which is really upsetting. But should make for some really dramatic games there. So we will see you next time. Make sure to like and subscribe to SDPN on YouTube, and we will see you very shortly. Bye.
Game over! Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.